Hey there, and welcome to A Well-Rounded Life, the podcast, a space for creative entrepreneurs seeking an intentional life and biz filled with grace, passion, and purpose. I'm your host, Jamira. I'm a mama, wife, dessert fanatic, and on the ultimate mission to get you closer to your idea of what it means to live a well-rounded life. Right here is where you'll find curated resources, quick tips, and relatable stories, no matter what season of life you're in. So hang out with me for a bit and let's dive in. Hello there, friend. Jamira here, and I'm just checking in to see how you are doing. How are you? How are you holding up? Think about that. How are you holding up during these times? I think we're on what, week 7, 8 or something of quarantine life. And I just want to know how you and your family and your loved ones are doing. I sincerely hope you guys are feeling safe, and staying positive, and that you are soaking up as much quality time as you can with the people that you love in this season. Before we jump into today's show, I just want to send out a heartfelt thank you to all that listened to last week's episode. The tribute to my mother was well received and just brought back so many memories. It's always fun when I get to bring family and friends on the show for candid conversations, some tears, and even more laughs because we always have a great time. And if you enjoyed the episode or any of our episodes for that matter, do me a favor, leave us that 5-star rating and a quick review, okay? The love is much appreciated and it doesn't go unnoticed, so we greatly appreciate all the feedback that you guys send our way. And if you haven't listened to episode 41, make sure you go back and listen in and get all caught up on these episodes while you are at home. Speaking of candid conversations, I want to chat with you about an interesting topic that my assistant Kimmy and I were chatting about a few weeks ago, back before all this Rona stuff hit. Kimmy and I were in my kitchen, we were catching up, and we were discussing what needed to get done so that we could meet certain goals and deadlines that we had set. I straight up asked her, I wanted to know how she felt about playing her role, which most of the time is in the background. As in, I'm the face of GLP Ventures, which houses Coaching for Creatives, this podcast, our shop that's launching soon, the blog, and all the stuff we have under the GLP umbrella. However, Kimmy plays a big role in everyday operations and basically helps me keep my sanity. And I just wanted to know how she felt about the idea of being the silent assassin. How she felt about not being in the spotlight and being a freelancer and being able to move without certain boundaries and responsibilities. And our conversation was the inspiration for this episode, and I want to invite you in on the conversation. So pause what you're doing, screenshot and tag us so that I know you are tuned in with us today and you are ready to listen in and also provide your feedback. So here are my thoughts, friend. I believe that everyone needs a good wingman or woman. We all need someone that can hold us down in order to push us forward. Do you agree or disagree? I'm curious to know if you feel that in order to take it to the next level, in order to be able to do all the things, that you need a wingman. So let's chat about the idea of being second, being the right hand without being the face. Let's get into the pros and cons of being in the background of a business, as well as the importance of playing a supporting role in order to make it all happen. Sound good? All right, so let's get into it. If you're like me and my hubby, you've probably consumed way too much TV over the past few weeks. I'm usually not a big TV gal. However, since we've been on lockdown, after work is all done for us for the day, as a family, we've been watching Hell's Kitchen and just spending some time together. Interesting enough, I had never even seen the show up until a few weeks ago, and now it seems to be the show that we all laugh about and just enjoy watching. We've also been watching shows such as Little Fires Everywhere, the movie Uncorked on Netflix, and a few other movies and shows here and there. And I'm also trying to catch up with him, and I am watching Ozark whenever I get a few minutes to myself, which doesn't seem to be much these days with everybody being in the house. And now we are tuned into The Last Dance, which is a really good docuseries focused on the great Michael Jordan. The series is well put together with hours of video footage taken over his long career, along with interviews from MJ himself, his former teammates, coaches, and people behind the scenes. Basically, the MJ machine. Everybody that played a part in who he is today. And in the first episode, Jordan makes it clear, and I quote, "Whenever they speak Michael Jordan, they should speak Scottie Pippen." That is a quote from MJ himself. So think about that. He says that whenever they speak his name, they should speak Scottie Pippen. And for a man that will forever be a legend, I find it fascinating that Jordan made it very clear that without Scottie Pippen by his side, he wouldn't have been able to accomplish all that he had throughout his career. Scottie Pippen was and still is one of the best that ever done it. He's great himself. We all know that. And I definitely believe that he deserves the recognition and shine as well because he did his part on the team. However, Jordan is the one that was the main face of the Bulls and racked up unbelievable stats and whatnot while he played for that team. I'm talking multiple championships, MVP status, Hall of Fame type of numbers and stats. We all know Jordan was the GOAT. Jordan could have easily made that documentary all about himself, all about his successes, but he chose another option. He chose to also highlight the teammates, coaches, and staff that made it possible for him to do what he is known for, which is greatness. And my question for you today is, are you able to step back and be the Scottie Pippen to a Michael Jordan? Are you able to shine in your own right next to someone that may have a different skill set or quality that will help lead your team to success in higher levels? And not even just your team as it relates to your business, but even your household. Are you able to take on roles and responsibilities in your home and be the wingman so that your spouse can level up and elevate if needed? Think about this, friend. None of us as creatives can do every single thing well in our business and all by ourselves. And if you think you can, you are fooling yourself, okay? Because this is a lot of work. And yes, you may be doing pretty good or, even okay. Just imagine if you had the right support and the right team to hold you up and do the things in your business that you may not be as good at or don't even have time for. And I ask this question because it is my prediction, this is just my prediction, that once the dust settles after COVID, there are going to be plenty of businesses, plenty of them, unfortunately, that will be out of business by this time next year. But what happens to those creatives? What happens to those hustlers, those doers that have passion for what they do? Do they just now close shop and jump into a job that won't fulfill them? Do they put all of their time and energy into trying to rebuild their business that wasn't as sustainable as it should have been to begin with? So let's consider a few scenarios and options, okay? Let's say there is a photographer that runs their business solo, as in their name is on the door. For the sake of this exercise, let's call the photographer Ben Stevens Photography. That's the name of his company. So the universe has decided that our guy Ben may need to close up shop and table his business for now. However, Ben is super talented. He loves to shoot photography and happens to have an admin background that could be beneficial to other creatives. So what is it that Ben should do? Should he fold and close shop and work a 9-to-5 that he may not be fulfilled in? Or let's offer option B to Ben, which is, or maybe even B and C, because I thought of something else, B or C. Let's say that there is another local photographer that we'll call Jen Smith. Our girl Jen has found ways to diversify, to pivot, and to shift as needed in order to not only keep her business afloat, but her business has bumped up a notch during all of this COVID-19 stuff. So much so that Jen is feeling swamped and she needs some assistance. She needs some help in order to keep up with her workload. Enter our guy Ben. Ben is able to help Jen and hold her down by offering to be her associate shooter or simply her second shooter that can take some of the weight and responsibility off of Jen. Ben can help with some of the business back end since he knows the ins and outs of the business as well, right? Because they're both photographers. They both were doing that job. And guess what? Ben is also able to still be a part of an industry that he loves by helping someone that is in need and without the sole stress and responsibility of trying to keep everything afloat. Because a pro to being that wingman is that you don't have to deal with all the pressures and responsibilities that come with being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Okay, guys? People sometimes think it's fun, think it's glamorous. Oh, it's fun to be your own boss. But guess what? There are some entrepreneurs, there are some of us that we envy those that have that 9 to 5 and that security and they can clock out and keep it moving. But entrepreneurs, they don't have that option. They don't. It's hustle, hustle, hustle for a lot of people until they figure out how to make it all work. And some people don't figure out, and they do find themselves in situations where they have to make a decision on if they are going to be that Scottie Pippen to a Michael Jordan, because it may not be in it for them to be Michael Jordan to begin with, because everybody needs a wingman. Everybody can't be number one. You have to be okay with playing second when it comes to being the support in order for the whole team to flourish, your whole industry to flourish. You sometimes got to step up, step in, help out where you can, and most importantly, humble yourself. And for those people that feel like entrepreneurship isn't for them after they've tried it, or after they have to take on another responsibility or even family responsibilities, that's okay. You don't have to completely quit and get out of the business. You can still be a part of the industry by helping, stepping in, stepping up, and being a part of a team, especially if you have a skill set that can be beneficial to a business that may be struggling in the area where you thrive. Okay? Being a small business owner is not about being a great creative floral designer, photographer, or whatever. Those are different sets of responsibility. A great business owner knows where they need to outsource. They know where they need help. They know where they just cannot handle everything themselves. They just know that. That is what makes the small business owner and entrepreneur successful down the line. I tell my clients all the time, we were born with our God-given talents. Some of us have learned some things as well along the way, and there are some things that come to us naturally. But when it comes to actually running said dream, not all of us were born or even taught some of the groundwork and back end that needs to keep the doors open for that dream. And in this season and beyond, if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, frustrated, and at your wits' end, I want you to consider that alternative. Consider being someone Scottie Pippen in order to not feel as much weight and the pressure. You're still going to shine in your own right, because you're going to be a rock star in that role, in that position that you play, because you're a hard worker, you're a hustler, and you just want to do a great job. You're still going to be in the game doing what you love to do. But not all of us want the pressures of being the face and having to carry what comes with the responsibilities of being the business owner. But guess what? There is also that option to form a partnership. You don't necessarily have to fall all the way back. You don't have to fall all the way back. But you can tap someone on the shoulder that has a similar drive and aspirations as you and develop a partnership. Before you throw in the towel, before you close the doors or get to your breaking point, consider the options to collaborate, to support, and to lighten the burden. More importantly, ask for help. You will be very surprised how many people may want to work with you in order to accomplish your goals and dreams as well as theirs. You may be surprised at the experiences and the opportunities that are already sprinkled within the circles in which you travel. Open your eyes, open your ears, reach out and ask for help. Ask if there is someone that also could use some help. Decide what will work for you, what will work for your family, and most importantly, what works towards you achieving and accomplishing your dream. Yes, right now times are hard, and some of you are still in shock at how rapidly things around us are changing. But guess what, friend? Change doesn't have to be a bad thing. Let's embrace this season and try to find the silver lining wherever we can. How can you play a supporting role in order to keep your sanity and keep that passion inside of you burning? Decide if you want to take off the captain's hat. Decide if you want to take off that captain's jersey, and decide to take direction. Take direction from someone else instead of always having to be the one to give direction and instruction and whatnot. Take instruction from someone else if it means that you get to still play the game and still win. You have options, friend. So let's use this time to explore and to exercise those options. And if I'm speaking to you and you hear me loud and clear, DM me over on Instagram at Coach for Creatives or shoot me an email, hello@coachingforcreatives.co, and let's chat about your options and how you can and still do what you love without having to feel like a quitter. Because you are not that. You are not a quitter. You are someone that has a passion to do the work that you love, but it's okay if we want to do it a new way, another way, and support other people in their season until we decide what is going to work best for you. So thank you, friend, for tuning in. Shout out to all of the wingmen and the wingwomen out there that are helping us small business owners thrive and reach our goals. The work that you do is so needed, and it is definitely noticed, and we need more people like you. I will chat with you next week for a fun episode that I am really excited about. So make sure you're subscribed so you can be notified as soon as the episode hits your favorite listening platform. I love you, well-rounders. Stay safe, stay home, and stay positive. Bye. Friends, thanks for kicking it with us this week. Remember to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode airs. I'd love it if you leave us a review and share this goodness with your squad. Until next time, seek a well-rounded life and remember to focus on what matters most.